Hi guys, it's me, CoutureSimmer. Welcome to the first part of Sims 4 City Living. So in today's video I wanted to do the build and I hope you guys enjoy this video, and this is also my first voiceover, so hopefully this goes alright. So the first thing I wanted to do was build her a bedroom, which I'm doing now, and I also wanted to give her a walk-in closet. And as you can see at the moment I'm just doing the general layout of the house with the living room, a bathroom and a hallway. So I really wanted to give this lot a industrial feel, so I was just looking for a kind of line light that would go across the whole room, but then I realised that was a piece of CC I used to have and I deleted it from my game, so I didn't have that anymore. So I just kind of did a mix and match around all the different rooms. So yeah, as you guys can see, I really liked this big box lamp and I felt it would really work well in bringing brightness to the room and giving it a kind of industrial feel while still making it look chic. And yeah, as you guys can see, I did give it the dirty used wall look at the beginning, but then I realised this is Sharlene we're talking about. She's not going to have her walls unpainted and all the damp showing through. Even though there is damp underneath the walls, she will not leave it like that. And then I really liked this kind of tiled look, so I wanted to give it this kind of mosaic tile style, so it kind of gave the room a bit of colour while still sticking to a kind of neutral tone. So at this next point I was just looking for a kind of rustic look for the kitchen counter, so I decided to settle on this CC counter and also this CC stove to go along with it, since it is a set, and I felt that it really worked well with the wall that I did choose and it gave it a really nice look. And as you'll see in a minute, I kind of had a little struggle when I was trying to place all the counters and the cabinets with that light there, so I had to delete it in the end. So I apologise for the darkness at this stage in the build. Hopefully you guys can see it alright still and it doesn't ruin the experience. But anyway, yeah, I just do a mix and match with the cabinets just so you have the cabinets where you can see and the cabinets where you can't. And so in this part I'm kind of doing a open plan living area and kitchen area, and I really liked the wood effect of the cabinets and the counters, so I decided to have like a kind of butcher style wooden counter in the center just to add that little bit of an island. But in the end I did actually change it up a bit because it wasn't really looking right and it was kind of difficult to kind of place things together and get the general look that I was going for, because I wanted the house to look like it was stuff that was left there at this point, like the kitchen. I didn't want it to look like it was stuff that she put in herself. So now that I've got the general layout of the kitchen, I do decide to add in a fan, but I want it to kind of be built in with the cabinets. So this did take a little while and I was thinking that I was going to have to end up deleting that lamp again because it was kind of impossible to work around that. But then it got on to the next stage of kind of adding the living area, and as you guys can see I did add little half walls up just so I can kind of get the room to work right together, and I didn't want it to be as open as it was going to be originally, so I do actually do a half wall just that's on the same level as the kitchen counters so I can have a couch in front of that. So yeah, as you guys can see I've now got that area and I'm still staying to the neutral look, but I wanted to have a dining table that she would be able to entertain a few people on, so I did do a little glass industrial style table and I had these kind of chic, really unusual chairs to go with that. So at the next point I was looking for a TV and I was seeing that I was kind of running low on space, and I was like, oh my gosh, I literally have hardly any space to have a TV and everything like that. So I decided to create a corner sofa using these cute couches from the expansion pack. So after I had the sofas in place, I decided that I really wanted to add a rug to kind of make the room feel a bit more enclosed, so it didn't just look like a room with just like wooden floor everywhere. I wanted to have some kind of difference in texture, so I did go for this gold animal print rug, and I did at this point try to also extend the corner sofa using puffies and stuff, but it didn't work, so I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to leave it this size. I did try and add a second sofa, but that would have just looked really weird, so Okay, so at this point I was really wishing we had some ottomans that matched the couch, because I really wanted to have a look which looked like, you know, you've gone to a shop and you've bought a whole set. And I think that would have looked really cute. So hopefully in the future we do get stuff like that in the game. So at this point as well, I was adding some clutter, and I was really using that move objects sheet to kind of make it work and make it look lived on and random. So as you can see, I've used the move objects to have the books piled underneath the table, and I was adding that. I really wanted a fireplace, but it was like I was so short on space that it was kind of impossible, and it would have been really stupid to kind of narrow down the amount of space I had with that. And at this point I realised that, you know, I'm going to have to reduce the space and kind of move everything backwards just so we have a little bit more space, and maybe I'm not going to be able to actually have this table that I want and have this TV on the wall. So yeah, I did move over to this side of the room and start working on this little nook that I kind of created, because I really want her to have a cute little office space over there, just so she can kind of work on that from time to time. And then I'll go back to adding a bit of clutter, because I was kind of thinking, what am I gonna do at this point? And yeah, I do add this lamp, this light, this, oh my gosh, I cannot even speak today. I do add this picture, but in the end I have to remove it because I realised that it's literally coming out into the hallway. Well, not that picture, the other one. Yeah, so at this point I was kind of going a little crazy on adding pictures, because I felt like the room looked really blank. I felt like everything was just looking like plain, and there was no decor in the room except for the tiles on the wall, and we need a bit more colour in this room, you know. A couch is not just gonna do. And then I got to these decor kind of room dividers. I was like, that would look really cute if we have that splitting off the room, and it gives the room a lot more character. And then I just went back to going a little bit clutter crazy. So I didn't go too overboard, because I obviously hadn't got much room to prepare food anyway. And as you can see, there is not even a sink in the kitchen at the moment. So literally I'm just adding clutter, and I've realised, okay, there's no sink. So once I've done that, I need to go and add a sink in somewhere. And yep, there it goes. So I did add another counter, and I realised, oops, I have no bin either. So I did start mix and matching with different bins and trying to fit it in the space, and as you can see, it's kind of merged into the fridge. But in the end I do kind of get it to fit, and I have tried it and it does actually work. So it does function even though it is merged into the half wall and partially into the fridge. But yeah, that didn't stop it from working, and it works, so that is great. So yeah, I do add in my computer so the girl Sharlene can work from home, and I add a bit more clutter to the desk, because what is a desk without clutter? You don't want to see mine right now. So yeah, I add a camera. Then I was like, you know what, no, she's going to be keeping up the tabloids, so I decided to add a newspaper, and she needed a pet, so I added a little decor dog. And yeah, I thought it was really cute. It was like sleeping there on the floor, and she's just like working around it. So yeah, at this point I was like, you know what, I'm gonna really have to sort out this table, because it's gonna be so difficult watching the telly from that part of the room. So I decided to go for a TV that just goes on the stand, and I deleted the one on the wall. And then I was like, oh no, how's the dog gonna fit in the room now? So at this point I literally just started trying to use the move objects tree and kind of positioning it in a natural way. And then it went on to adding doors, because at this point of the build, as you guys can see, there is no doors, so she's not even going to be getting into the living room at this point. And yeah, I'll just add a few doors, a few arches, and that's done. So yeah, I was noticed at this point that I was running low on money, and I was like, oh, I love this buff, this is so Sharlene. But then there was no money, so I had to go for kind of the basic version. And yeah, she's just gone for the basic version with the rose gold feet. So then I was like really running low, and I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't even done the dressing room now. But I didn't want to use the money cheat in the build, so I was like, oh no, I'm gonna have to do the dressing room at another time. So it was kind of annoying, but I just did a basic dressing room with a chest of drawer, and I just added a plain bed and a CC fur rug to her bedroom. So back to the pictures now. So yeah, I went back to the pictures because I wanted to add a bit more colour to her room. But I don't even really add that much colour. I do stick to the neutral theme, but with some motivational words. Okay guys, so I really hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please like, share, comment and subscribe, and don't forget to tell your mother, your brother and your lover to check out Sharlene in the City. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye.